live? Am I live? Reject the Snyder cult. Am I live? Yo, what is up, everybody? Good evening. And today has been a very wild day. If you saw the big tech oligarchs in Congress getting grilled by Congress people, it's been a wild ass day. And something I want to talk about that's a lot smaller in scale is, the Jody's Corner versus Ray Fisher beef. Yeah, I mean, it got to Ray Fisher's attention that Jody called Ray Fisher yay. But the thing is, he mistaked the yay as gay, and Ray Fisher responded to Jody's Corner about Jody calling him gay. So let's see Jody's response to Ray Fisher. He's saying Ray Fisher slandered him by calling him homophobic. If this thing was started. What's going on, Josh? Oh yeah, look at the comments. Bean Fisher, it comes. Oh, they're still having live chats.
So as that
look at the
going
live
down,
chats on the other
YouTube
side.
was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Hopefully you guys can see.
I hope
and
Jody
fine.
destroys them. Look at the comments
they
below.
Called us out, huh? Ray Fisher calls Jody's Corner homophobic.
Ooh, that is a hard.
I
That is a hard charge,
here,
though.
Rejecting the Snyder cult. My titty in the way. Cult. Because that's exactly what it is. We about to put L's on people's foreheads today because they done came for your boy Jody Joe. My whole entire channel is about keeping it a buck, keeping it real. So let's go ahead and see exactly why we're even here today. I'm chilling, just got finished jacking off, and my phone ring. Andy hit me up. Hey man, he's laughing. Hey, what? You checked your Twitter? I said, no, I ain't even go on Twitter or nothing. Bro, you gotta check it. So I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. I check it, and here's what I see. Well, not that. This.
Yeah, check this shit
Ray
out.
Fisher put a tweet out saying, I'm able to tolerate a lot of things. Homophobic name calling is not one of them.
Ooh,
not
boy,
sure
he really got himself into it. I have Jody on a lot of my reaction matchups, and he really got himself into something.
Be ashamed. Thank you, Poindexter Lounge, for shining a light on this ignorance. Accountability is greater than entertainment. And I'm thinking to myself, like,
what the
homophobic?
hell? He really
Jody's
thought he
Corner,
said some homophobic. I mean, that's a really big shock.
So I'm like, wait a minute. Ain't nothing but sus and homo shit all on my channel, bruh. I have so many gay subscribers and shit. I got trans subscribers. Wait a minute. So something don't sound right to me. And I'm like, who the freak is a Poindexter Lounge? What a trash name that is. But wait a minute. I see a video down here. So apparently he was sent a video. Let's take a look at this video clip here. Let's see if we can get a listen to it.
It's legal here in California.
Audio output capture. Yeah, there we go. Maybe this is it. Let's see if we can play this shit. Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
I'm gonna play.
Let's see. Yeah. The thing is, Monday Matt Jarbo and Poindexter are going after Jody.
That was vulgar or foul.
Jody slandering
remember
Ray Fisher. They're
so
big
apparently
fans
this
of the
dude
Snyder
here
Cut.
is talking about me. Oh, I recognize this guy's ugly face. He's a Snyder cultist. This guy here made tons of videos about me with he's one of the guys who makes Jody's Corner hate videos because he's a Snyder cult worshiper who's toxic, who helps fuel the fire of fans who also wish death threats upon me. F my dead dog. F my family. I hope I get coronavirus. He's one of the members of that movement.
You know what's funny though? seeing Poindexter and Monday Matt, seeing as they're both white guys, going after a black guy, Jody Fisher can absolutely say, like, they're attacking him because he's black. But the thing is, Jody doesn't use intersectionality, is not a really big fan of wokeness and stuff, so he's not going to use that. He's being an individual.
This movement, not the Snyder Cut fan base. I have no problem with the people who want the Snyder Cut vision realized. Let's be
the
sure
Snyder
and be clear
cultures are
about
cancer.
That. That's what it's always been about. Zach getting his vision, fine.
I mean,
but
why
there's
is
a
the
cult
Snyder
within
Cut
the
such a
Snyder
big
Cut
thing?
fan
The
base
movie's going to be
that
bad
are
anyway.
vitriol and toxic and evil and hateful. And I recognize this
Anyway,
guy as one
corny.
of them. Let's see what he's saying about me now.
That statement.
Like that, bro. We were just keeping it a buck, man. You know, and for him to block your other account, bro. Jay Fisher.
Look at that dude, man. This dude want to jump in
Jay
and keep
Fisher.
the beef going. That's my personal view of this.
What did he call him there?
He said yay.
Hold on a second.
Y-E, yay, not
Gay
gay,
Fisher.
dummy.
Did he literally just call him Gay Fisher? Let's hold on.
Yep. Poindexter's doing. Yeah, he's on some bullshit. He's on some straight bullshit. This is like some defamation shit right here, man. He's straight trying to call home dude a homophobe, man. If I'm Jody, man, like I really, you can make a legal case against this shit, but yeah.
Bruh. See, this is why you need better headphones. Probably why you need better internet connection. Probably why you need to get up out that whack in his basement you in and get some better equipment. Let's continue to see what he says after this.
Let's see this.
What the problem is, all we're doing is just living our lives, man, giving our opinions on these movies and shit.
Yeah, we're just living our lives. We're just giving our opinions on movies. Come on, man. What's your problem, Ray?
We didn't say nothing that was, vulgar or foul.
No, I didn't say it before. I'm gonna say it now. I don't think that I did it before, but I'm gonna do it now.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I got a feeling Poindexter Lounge don't really give a shit about what Ray Fisher said or give a shit about Ray Fisher. He's basically using Ray Fisher as a prop to go after Jody's corner because Jody's not a fan of the Snyder Cut and disses cats like Poindexter Lounge and Matt Jarbo because they're really big fans of the Snyder Cut, the Justice League Snyder Cut.
We were just keeping it a buck, man, and for him to block your other account, bro.
Yeah. For us to say a bunch of negative and vulgar stuff about you and throw you under the bus and act like you're not a good actor and this is why you can't get any other acting jobs and blah 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 blah. Yeah, no. Why would you block people like that? Oh, for him to block you like that, Andy, when you're just
Yep.
As you can
tell from what he's saying, he's mad that Jody's blocked him and he's got a big grudge against him. That's what's coming across to me.
Jay Fisher. Jay Fisher.
Seriously.
Yeah, you can tell from the comment. He chooses to play dumb.
How that's okay.
Yep, they're trying to lead a movement to get. I got a feeling like they're trying to have this movement to get Jody the platform.
Okay, I feel like I've heard enough. So apparently they think that I said gay Fisher, homosexual Fisher, gay homo Fisher. That's what they thought I said. You dumb sons of bitches. Ray Fisher, get ready to hold this everlasting L. Because what I said was yay Fisher. Because on that video on Popcorn Planet with Andy, the first topic was Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Kanye out in the public saying things to social media with no context or no exact reasons, just spouting out for the world to hear, kind of like what you're doing, Ray Fisher. I called you yay Fisher. Yay Fisher. Hold this L.
Oh man, he going hard, man. He going hard against Jay Fisher. And then Monday Matt come back and says Jody's corner quits YouTube after harassing. Oh, let's see this. Let's see Monday Matt's POV on Jody's corner because he's tag teaming with the other guy to go after Jody's corner. Because that's basically what they try to do. They try to deplatform Jody's corner. That's all it is. Because he's a big time critic of the Justice League Snyder Cut. You know what I'm saying? Take out competition. I mean, that's all it is. Let's see. And then, and hopefully this video loads, because I'm going to show Monday Matt Jarbo, $3 Vid Theater, wherever this clown's name is. I mean, that guy got beat, got really exposed a couple of years ago. And as you see, he's not getting the views he used to get as Monday Matt. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was a Gamergate YouTuber.
YouTube, he's effectively quitting for right now, but don't worry, he'll be back probably at some point in time. He says, it's been real, it's been fun.
He's saying
you guys are the greatest.
Monday Matt doesn't give a shit about Ray Fisher neither. He's basically using Ray Fisher as a prop to go after Jody because he's not a fan of the Snyder Cut.
Here for a hot second. None of that is probably true. All right, none of that is probably true. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. You know, people out there this is a sympathy play. This is a sympathy play because he's been getting a lot of crap. Now, is it possible
look at this,
over the span of the past couple months, ever since May 20th, 2020, when the Snyder Cut was officially announced and Jody just kind of went off the deep end, that perhaps he's actually been in a weird mental headspace? Yeah, it's possible. Is it possible that he needs to take time off in order to reflect upon where he stands in life, his priorities, and what's going to make him?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
You mean get your account back on YouTube? I don't know how to do that.
Based upon his actions over the span of not only just the last couple months, but probably the last couple years in regards to Snyder, the fan base, and the Snyder Cut, all I can really say to that is, bye, Felicia. I ain't upset. I ain't mad. I ain't gonna sit there and cry a river for...
I got a feeling Jody's corner ain't going nowhere, especially with this video of Monday Matt sneak out, like, passively aggressively saying, like, passively saying, like, you done now, bro, you're canceled. I got a feeling Jody is going to come back strong against Monday Matt.
Or, anyone on this matter. Not one damn bit. Sorry, not gonna happen. Do I want him to be well and to be happy? Yeah, sure. Do I think he should still be on YouTube? Yeah, sure. There's nothing wrong with taking stock of what you say and how you say it and then reformatting that. But don't act like you can play the victim when you guys, and I'm saying Jody and Andy, were running out completely off the hilter all the time, trying to attack Zach, trying to attack the fan base, trying to attack Ray Fisher. The gay Fisher thing probably was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
He said yay, not gay. See, he slandered him. I mean, that's what Matt Jarbo was doing, slandering him.
You can slow it down, and the first time he says yay, the second time, oh, it's full on hard G. Not only that, but all the other clips that have come out of him being racist and sexist and bigoted, those have all come out too. And look, I've said a lot of real dumb things on YouTube, and that gets brought up. Hell, it got brought up twice yesterday by Jody fans trying to shut me up. All you can do when you make mistakes on this front is just go, look, man, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's not who I am as a person.
Jody
doesn't have.
I gotta tell you, I really recommend watching Mr. Matoker's video exposing Monday Matt Jarbo, who he really is. He destroyed that guy, man. He really destroyed that guy, because as you see now, he has way less subscribers on his channel, and he only is getting like 600 views. He should get like 10,000 views on his channel.
That point of self-reflection yet, because he's so deep into this weird rat's nest of anti-Zack Snyder hatred that it's so obvious that he's doing it for clicks. Now, I did put out a video earlier today speculating and hypothesizing and theorizing that perhaps the information he's getting is coming from Patty Jenkins or someone in her camp at Warner Brothers who happens to be pro-John Berg and pro-Jeff Johns. That is still something I find to be fascinating, something I find to be maybe a potential source of, line of questioning.
What? But they're really getting, he's really going there.
Theory video, he quits.
Let me see if Jody's quit. I'm checking on his Twitter right now. Let's see. Let's see where Jody is. Oh, he's followed by 4 people. Dang, he only has 2,000 subscribers. Ray Fisher. He's not. That is interesting though. He did say he's gonna. He said he's gonna step away. Let's see here. Damn, man. Like, oh damn. I don't know. We could see what's going on here, but to me, like seeing folks with egos like that, especially like the clout Jody's got right now, I don't think he's done with YouTube. He's gonna be back. Huh? Fire.
Yay, Fisher.
Oh yeah, look at this. This is a slow mo. I think most likely legal got to Jody. Or I don't know, there's somebody like someone really big really must have got to him to make that announcement, or he's just playing head games. But here's a slow motion of Jody saying yay instead of gay. But the thing is, Matt and damn, what's that other guy's name? Poindexter wants to say he said gay. He said yay.
Just keeping it a bug, man. You know, and for him to block your other account, bruh. Yay, Fisher.
He said yay, comparing him to Kanye, which means something more like bipolar, random, or crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here's Tommy C talking about Ray Fisher trying to cancel critics. Now let's see here. Always watch Tommy C, man. He's one of those YouTubers who only talks about drama. That's all he talks about is drama.
Hi,
That's
Tommy
like his
C,
whole
and
thing.
This
Is just
News.
drama.
Special here with Andy Signor, some drama
Let's
brewing.
see Andy Signor's POV on
the
this.
movie community
He follows me on Twitter.
That,
I'm actually followed by Andy Signor on Twitter. If you think I'm bullshit, let me show you. Yeah, Andy. I mean, you know what Andy Signor is. He used to be part of Screen Junkies. He got Me Too'd, and now he's coming back as anti-SJW. Let me see it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you that he follows me on here. Or he used to. Let me see. Let's see if he still follows me. Yeah, he still follows me. See? Yeah, Andy Signor follows me on Twitter, but yeah. Let's see Andy's side of the whole
is that accurate, Andy?
It's the Zack Snyder verse.
Ray Jody's beat.
The Zack Snyderverse. Now, I
and I recommend you check out
am going
Tommy
to apologize
C.
to people ahead of time. I'm
If
not
you want to see
up
what's
to
going
speed
on
with,
and with like YouTube drama and all that
whole
shit. That's
movie
all he's
world.
talking about. Oh, come on.
The fandoms, and I think it's because of people like this. You know, I actually mean that. They've just basically chased me away because it's not fun. It's a bunch of people trying to ruin each other's lives by painting, I don't know, just with pejoratives and trying to make.
Yeah, I mean that's what Poindexter and Monday
So
Man try to do, man. Try to paint Jody as a
fine
homophobe.
right here with the big
Homophobe
old
or
badass beard.
racist.
That is Jody's.
Basically because he's anti-SJW and anti-Snyder.
We do collabs. We have a weekly show, each doing each other's channel. And Jody was one of the first people. I don't know, people who know me. Like I got Me Too'd back in 2017. I was on the show here, so thank you, Tommy. But you know, when I did that, Jody was one of the people out there that actually was like asking questions, and I had a friend who pointed that out to me, and then I started watching, and I like Jody because he's real. He doesn't cater and bow down to this stuff. Like he has opinions, he sticks to them. And so, you know, we've been vocal about this, vocals. It's weird. It depends who you ask. If you ask fans of Zack Snyder, who's the director of the Justice League and Batman v Superman 300, he did the Watchmen movie. I've been a fan of Zack's stuff, like up until he did his DC movies. Like, I wasn't a fan of Man of Steel. His Superman was just too dark for me. I have a Batman tattoo. Like, I'm a DC fan.
You're hardcore.
But I just his movies just weren't my style. And when
Gotcha.
I ran Screen Junkies, you know, I didn't hide that opinion, you know. And to be honest, back then, a lot of people were sort of leaning in, making fun of Zack. And so what happened?
Yeah, it was
was
a popular thing. It was...
people, you know, Marvel was killing it, and then DC wasn't performing as big, and so, you know, fans got, you know, mad. And there was this sort of, you know, group of DC fans who, I remember them there, they were just like, no, this movie's amazing. Okay. So that's important for the context. So anyway, fast forward to try and give you because I know you don't know, I'm just trying to give you the real, and anybody who doesn't follow this, the quick rundown.
Roger that.
Zack Snyder was supposed to make Justice League. It was going to be like a 2-part Justice League of all, you know, the bringing of all the heroes together. And then tragedy hit, and his daughter committed suicide. It was awful.
Horrible.
No one, I can't even imagine. That's
literally, you know, I got kids too. I just,
and so like I feel for the guy, like, and so and then to make it worse, to show I have solidarity, I do back up Zack in this. Like, they took the movie from him and they gave it to Joss Whedon, who did Avengers, and so Joss Whedon came in, and now we're learning more about what happened there. But back at the time in 2016, 17. Like, you know, this was like there were fans who were like, you know, not really getting into the drama of what happened to his family, but more like, you know, separating from.
Yeah, if you want to know why Ray Fisher is tied so heavily to the Snyder's Cut, it's because Cyborg was a major character in the Snyder Cut of the movie, and a lot of his backstory and a lot of the Cyborg side of the story got cut in the Joss Whedon version. That's why he has major beef with Joss Whedon.
From that, like, well, this could be fun because we don't love the tone of these movies, so maybe Joss will bring some humor, right? And there was a little bit of embracing Joss and hoping to be better. But what ended up happening was the movie was garbage. It was even worse. It was just a mess, a hodgepodge, in my opinion. And it just, for a movie where you bring Batman and all these people together, like, how does that not just
I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through it. It gave me the same vibe that Batman versus Superman gave. It was just confusing all over the place. Yeah, it's pretty to look at, but it just didn't, like, I found myself, like, kind of getting maybe it's the old ADD acting up, but I just was going other places during that film, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, me too.
CSK Bay, Josh, or anybody who's live, did you really like the Justice League? Because I thought the Justice League was a disaster. It was an absolute mess of a movie. I didn't like the movie at all neither. I mean, seriously, it just looked off. I mean, especially like a lot of the scenes where you can tell like Joss Whedon filmed it. I mean, the continuity just looks off, especially like the costuming. It's a badly made movie. It's an incredibly badly made movie. But yeah,
we weren't alone. But there was still that fan base that was very like pro Zack, and and then that grew into this. Release the Snyder Cut is what ended up happening because they were like, Joss stole it from him. And as I've learned more about that, like I have done, people will say otherwise, but I've done a lot of reports and admitted, like when Zack started actually showing film reels, like I made videos on my Popcorn Planet channel saying like, wow, it's real, because there were people who were sort of denying the existence of this so-called Snyder Cut, which was like the version Zack made, not the version Joss and Warner Brothers sort of did reshoots and took over. And so that sort of brew, and it became this sort of impossible thing that no one believed was real, right? It was not that it was real, but it wasn't going to ever happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I did a story back, in the spring that from a Warner Brothers rep who told me it's never happening. We're so sick of this. Like, he's got to stop with this hashtag. Like, it's never happening. We hate Zack. We want nothing to do with this. We're never working with him again.
Wow.
This was intense. And I was like, all right, I'm going to run with this. Because I was getting a little fed up, too.
Guys who don't know about Snyder,
look, put up or shut up at a certain point. Like, how much more do we got to do?
It almost becomes like an urban legend at some point.
Yeah, and I was just like, look, sure, make your movie, but are we making this movie or not? So anyway, I reported this story and, got some flack for it. And then literally, it was like a week or two, AT&T stepped up because HBO Max was launching and they had nothing. They couldn't even do their Friends reunion.
Yeah, so
and they knew they needed to put a shot. And I think AT&T genuinely did like Zack and want to fix things, whereas Warner Brothers was like not in the Zack business. And so AT&T saw this idea of, well, great, we have this platform. Let's do lots of content. We'll have Robert Pattinson's Batman. We'll do the Justice League Snyder version. Let's do it all, right? And so they came in and saved him. Zack has admitted this. Like, he did a stream at a panel. He's sort of like, was showing Jason Momoa this elusive cut, because he said in his own words it was never going to see the light of day. And then he was so grateful that AT&T stepped up.
This actually sounds really exciting, because I'd almost be willing to give the movie another chance.
Honestly, me too. So that's what's so frustrating about the story. Like, I want to see it. I'm curious. I made a story. I've foot and mouth. I've to shreds in that movie. So if you go, this is so go to the third tweet that you pulled, and kind of damn, Ray's making moves. Like, this is a ballsy move. If you're gonna do something like this, you better have some stuff to back it up.
Sure.
Weeks went by, nothing. And then his next follow up was that he had a barber that didn't get credit on the movie. And so I called him, like, was he paid?
Oh,
and then they came at me. Oh, this is you racist. What are you doing?
Oh, wow. That's how they're doing
Yeah,
it?
well, you can see it. I should have grabbed that one too, but there was this barber tweet he did where he talks about his barber he brought in his barber who took time off from a successful shop, and they wouldn't give him credit. And so and he was retweeting like varieties, like making sure people get credit, different, other groups. And so I wasn't even disputing, but I was like, well, did he get paid? Because the way it was tweeted, the way Ray wrote it, this like 4-tweet thread, it was confusing to me. Mm-hmm. And then I found out through a source at the studio, through where they shot it, that Ray allegedly, again, I can't confirm, but I've heard this, and from a reputable source who was there, Ray just brought this guy in on his own accord and didn't get the studio to pay for it. And if you know anything about production, like, unless the studio...
I know something about going to work. I can't just bring somebody with me and get my employer to pay for it.
That person. You can't just give them credit. It's nothing to do with
So we're
race.
talking about a Hollywood personality that has an ego the size of Montana.
Him as a diva, because I was like, this is starting to
This
get
is a diva stuff. They're calling him out. It's apparent.
Yeah. So as soon as I called them a diva, bam, they started coming at me. How dare you? I'm a racist. And then you can go to the next.
See?
Okay, I
see, they're using the intersectionality, social justice stuff. If you criticize any black celebrity or any non-white celebrity, like they'll call, like a lot of SJWs will call you racist. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, it's racist to have a black person have the same standards as everybody else. It's so stupid, man.
Out of nowhere, this guy Mike, who I don't even want to give him.
This guy Mike. This is the guy that said you shouldn't be allowed near fandom.
Yeah, and thank you for coming to my defense. He said, how the hell is a trash human like Andy allowed to be anywhere near the internet? You did come to my defense.
Yes, I did. Because I live in Germany, and this sounds like something that would be said 80 some odd years ago.
They're just confused why we're upset or calling out the toxicity.
I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of reading the old Soviet.
Yeah, that's just how. That's just insane, man. It really is. It really is wild, man. Like, we're still talking about the Snyder Cut as like some really big controversy when it's just another version of a very bad movie. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you why the Snyder Cut is so massive. Why so many people want to see it. And just see. I'll just show you something. I'll show you the Snyder Cut. I'll show you why the Snyder Cut. Why a lot of Zack Snyder stands want the Snyder Cut to be shown. Because it has a whole different feel from the Joss Whedon version. Or all the reshoots and all that.
The soap you shower with? It's
For those out of the know, the Snyder Cut is the uncut version of Justice League that director Zack Snyder originally intended. For some, the very idea conjures a joy which can hardly be contained, a feeling of hope that the 2017 superhero flick had potential after all. For others, the Snyder Cut is nothing but a pipe dream, something that can't possibly redeem what they consider well beyond irredeemable. Whether you're clamoring for it to hit your screen faster or cringing at its imminent arrival.
Justice League was awful. A movie with Batman, Superman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman didn't get over $1 billion. Even Aquaman got over $1 billion. Especially compared to even your second tier Marvel heroes like Ant-Man, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Black Panther got a lot more box office than the Justice League. If you asked me 10 years ago, basically like a talking raccoon in a tree that says, "I am Groot," would get a higher box office in a movie with the Justice League together, I would say you're smoking some really good shit. But somehow the DCU fucked it all up. Especially picking Zack Snyder to lead the DCU EU in the first place because he's not a good filmmaker.
The fact is that the Snyder Cut really is coming to HBO Max in 2021.
And then they tried to play catch up by picking Joss Whedon, who was the director of the first Avengers film, which shows DC had no ideas.
Under the title Zack Snyder's Justice League. How it will turn out is anyone's guess, but it's released at Justice Con, streamed online to maintain social distancing, just like San Diego Comic Con, featured Snyder in the appropriately named Spotlight on Zack Snyder panel. The hour-long interview covered a lot of ground, but perhaps the most notable tidbit lasted no more than a few seconds. In answering whether or not the film will truly be titled Zack Snyder's Justice League, which, to make a long story short, it may or may not be, depending on how the legal side of things.
It's exciting for me to get this chance, and so I don't look at gift horse in the mouth. I just love working on it, and I would do it for free, and I am.
Yes, indeed, folks. To hear him tell it, Snyder is working on his larger-than-life production of Justice League 100% free of charge. Talk about a passion project. Generally speaking, how much a director makes depends on a vast array of factors, but they are obviously not alone in the filmmaking process. That $20 to $30 million is...
Alright, I'll move on from this. But yeah, let me show you a scene from the Justice League, which was obviously a Joss Whedon reshoot. This will be the Batman on the roof scene. Another major scene is the Russian couple, but yeah. We'll go to Batman roof scene. I'm gonna show you. This is clearly a reshot scene. Especially when you watch it like a second or third time and really pay attention to it. Yeah, this scene right here. This is a really bad reshoot. Really bad and really obvious reshoot. If this thing can load.
How many of you are there?
Yeah,
not enough.
Clear, I'm sure.
8 people abducted from or near Star Labs. Here's the potential perp.
Parademons.
Okay.
The demons must have got the
Yes,
scent of the
indeed,
Oligarchs. They carried people away to find out what they know.
So the 8 may still be alive. 9. The head of Star Labs was taken as well.
You made it. So then, there must be a nest nearby.
I plotted all the
As you see, there's a little bit of humor at it. You see from the Flash's reactions.
sightings in Metropolis,
That's a Joss
Gotham.
Whedon effect.
No pattern I can see. The lines on the map don't converge. On land.
Oh, man.
These lead back to
The
Braxton Island,
graphics
between
look
the two
bad.
cities. Gotham
Look
Harbor.
at
These are air vents. They all lead down.
Ben Affleck looks like he doesn't give a shit.
The tunnel to Metropolis project that was abandoned.
His acting is really half-assed in this movie.
Do you really think
Oh man, everybody's gone.
Oh wow, they really just vanished. Huh? Oh. That's rude.
Yeah, that's a Snyder. That's a Joss Whedon scene. That's a for sure Joss Whedon scene. Oh yeah. I want to show you guys who the executive producer of this movie is. You're gonna be in for a big shock. He's the executive producer in a lot of these DCEU films. Dick Wolf. Executive producer, Justice League. Oh, it's Ben Affleck. Oh, so it's Ben Affleck. Shockingly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, it wasn't Justice League. It was Suicide Squad. No, it was Batman, Superman. Yeah, I want to surprise you guys. Steve Mnuchin. If you recognize this name, Steve Mnuchin, he's Donald Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary. Yeah, he's not only the executive producer of Batman Dawn vs. Justice, but he's also the executive producer of other DC films, just as Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, and Man of Steel and Suicide Squad. As you see, you can see his image right here. Oh no, it's not his image, but yeah, Trump's Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin produced Batman, Superman, DCU movies, Avatar, The Revenant. Oh yeah, Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, so I mean, we got a Secretary of Treasury who was in the movie industry. Trump got somebody from Hollywood to be a Secretary of Treasury. Crazy, man. I mean, basically, I was basically using that as a segue to move into some more political type shit, where basically basically all the big tech giants were getting grilled by Congress today. Yeah, and I saw a lot of this hearing today, man, and I gotta say, Democrats came out looking good today, and Republicans came out looking quite bad. Yeah, look at this grandstanding. But yeah, I gotta show you, like, one woman, Pamela Jayapal, she went hard after Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and got them to absolutely squirm about their business practices. I gotta show you this. She really destroys Zuckerberg. Hopefully I can find this video. Yeah, here you go. Here's her grilling Zuck about copyrights and cloning the products of another company. I mean, especially by his acquisition of Instagram, because Facebook.
How many competitors did Facebook end up copying?
Congresswoman, I can't give you a number of companies.
Is it less than 5?
Congresswoman, I don't know.
Less than 50?
She got on his ass.
Your team was making a plan. How did it play out?
Congresswoman, I'm not sure I agree with the premise here. Our job is to make sure that we build the best services for people to connect with all the people they care about. And a lot of that is done by innovating and by building new things.
Thank
that
you.
are
Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. Let me go on. Has Facebook ever threatened to clone the products of another company while also attempting to acquire that company?
He did.
Congresswoman, not that I recall.
And I'd like to just remind you that you are under oath, and there are quotes from Facebook's own documents. Prior to acquiring Instagram, Facebook began developing a similar product called Facebook Camera, correct?
Congresswoman, that's correct.
She got his ass. Zuckerberg. Oh, damn. Zuck backtrack.
Building mobile cameras with Instagram.
He Zuck backtrack, man. You should have saw afterwards where he was like looking down on the ground, like you can tell like Zuckerberg was defeated. If I can show you.
You would go into quote destroy mode if he didn't sell Instagram to you. So let's just recap. Facebook cloned a popular product, approached the company you identified as a competitive threat, and told them that if they didn't let you buy them up, there would be consequences. Were there any other companies that you used the same tactic with while attempting to buy them?
Congresswoman, I want to respectfully disagree with the characterization.
He's nervous.
Clear that this was a space that we were going to compete in one way or another. I don't view those conversations as a threat in any way.
I'm just using the documents and the testimony that the
Look
committee
at him.
has
He's blinking. Look at
collected
his body
from others.
language. He's
Did
nervous.
you
He's
warn
trembling.
Evan Spiegel, the founder of Snapchat,
knows
that
he's deep
Facebook was
shit.
in the process of cloning the features of his company while also attempting to buy Snapchat?
Congresswoman, I don't remember those specific
Look at him
conversations.
squirm,
but
man. Look at
that-
Zuckerberg squirm, man. She absolutely nailed this dude, man. I mean, we all know Zuckerberg's a shady dude, man, especially with data and everything. We'll see this congresswoman go after Jeff Bezos, too. A guy who's making, man, he's making, man, guy who
Bezos
is
in July
making
2019,
billions right now, man. Woo, boy, Bezos, man, he's made a lot of billions during this pandemic because Amazon's one of the few shops in town.
Employee Nate Sutton told me
Here,
under
look
oath
at
in this committee
Jeff
that
Bezos.
Amazon does not, quote, use any specific seller data when creating its own private brand product. So let me ask you, Mr. Bezos, does Amazon ever
She's from
access
Washington,
and
so
use
yeah, she really went
third-party
after
seller
Amazon
data
hard, 'cause that's
when
where
making
Amazon's
business
located at.
decisions? And just a yes or no will suffice, sir.
I thank you for the question. I know it's an important topic, and I also want to thank you for representing us. I can't answer that question yes or no. What I can tell you is we have a policy against using seller-specific data to aid our private label business, but I can't guarantee you that policy
they
has
weren't
never been
prepared for
violated.
it.
Mr. Bezos, you're probably aware that an April 2020 report in the Wall Street Journal revealed that your company does access data on third-party sellers, both by reviewing data on popular individual sellers and products and by creating tiny product categories that allowed your company to categorically access detailed seller information in a supposedly aggregate category. Do you deny that report?
I'm familiar with the Wall Street Journal article that you're talking about, and we continue to look into that very carefully. I'm not yet satisfied.
Yeah, do y'all know he owns a Washington Post too? Yeah, basically, basically, he paid like $600 billion. I think someone with the CIA got involved, and basically he owns the Washington Post.
That we've gotten to the bottom of it, and we're going to keep looking at it.
Okay.
It's not as easy
That's why I
to
call
do
Washington
as you
Post
would
the
think,
Bezos
because
Post.
some of the
It's all-
sources in the
yeah,
article are
Jeff Bezos.
anonymous, but we continue to look into it.
I'll take that as you're not denying that. You're looking into it. I tell you a former Amazon employee in third-party
she's
sales and
vicious,
recruitment
man.
told this committee, quote, there's a rule, but there's nobody enforcing or spot checking. They just say, don't help yourself to the data. It's a candy shop. Everyone can have access to anything they want.
Wow, she really nailed Bezos and Zuckerberg on their shady practices. Let me show you another politician that got on their shady practices. This dude named Matt Gaetz. He's like one of those congressmen from Florida. He's a Trumper. Yeah, he's like a America First type conservative type. You know what I'm saying? He's different than your typical GOP guy because, you know what I'm saying, it tends to like go against the orthodoxy. If I can find it. Oh, damn it. You ain't got it. Alright, let's see Gates in Google. Basically talking about the delisting. Let's see. Oh, come on. There's going to be a video here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Here's him talking about conservative websites like Gateway Pundit, West Journalism, American Spectator, Daily Caller, and Breitbart News that received negative treatment as a consequence of Google's manual tooling. And he believes Google is engaging in election interference. And I mean, there's evidence like Google supported like Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election, and they were very disappointed that Trump won. And as you see, like, I mean, Google does have a bias with Democrat candidates. But let's see this video.
That Google doesn't work with the Chinese military. That answer was deceptive because Google works with many of the entities that work with the Chinese military in common collaboration. And just as one example would be Tsinghua University, where Jeff Dean, who is the head of Google AI, served on the Computer Science Advisory Committee for the university, and then the university takes nearly $15 million from China's Central Military Commission. So you can see how even if you don't literally show up at the offices of the Chinese military, if you're all showing up at the same place, working together on AI, that would lead to my concern. But I want to talk about search, because that's an area where I know Google has real market dominance. On December 11th, you testified to the Judiciary Committee, and in response to a question from my colleague Zoe Lofgren about search, you said, "We don't manually intervene on any particular search result." But leaked memos obtained by the Daily Caller show that that isn't true. In fact, those memos were altered December 3rd, just a week before your testimony, and they describe a deceptive news blacklist and a process for developing that blacklist approved by Ben Gomes, who leads search with your company, and also something called a fringe ranking, which seems to beg the question, who gets to decide what's fringe? And in your answer, you said to Ms. Lofgren that there is no manual intervention of search. That was your testimony, and now I'm going to cite specifically from this memo from the Daily Caller. It says that the Daily Caller obtained from your company. It says the beginning of the workflow starts when a website is placed on a watch list. It continues, this watch list is maintained and stored by Eris with access restricted to policy and enforcement specialists.
Let's see his Philip. Let's see the answers.
Policies to do so, and we tested both with user feedback and we used raters to validate.
Man, what's wrong with the sound?
We ran over 300,000 experiments and launched around 3,000 improvements to search. And we don't manually tune. The question last time was in the context of, is there someone behind the curtain manually tuning an individual search result?
He's nervous. He's real nervous. He's filibustering.
We, however, in order to comply with the law in every country we operate in, for example.
See, the thing is, they're not really upfront about their answers. I mean, they always like to be passive aggressive about it. I mean, because it's just the way they operate. They don't want to offend anybody. I mean, that's the way. It's the whole idea how the ideology works.
That process you described, is that done manually?
But behind closed doors, they'll admit to being biased towards, towards the left or against conservatives.
Or it's a known DMCA-based.
There is either a manual component or there is not a manual component. Which is it?
This guy's really good at what he does.
Creating those lists.
But he can be a bit of a douche.
Okay, great. Well, that is sort of the concern that I have. You've now said something different today than you said to Ms. Lofgren, because you've confessed that there is a manual component to the way in which you blacklist content. And it seems to be
I mean, like a lot of these social media sites do the same thing. They blacklist like certain creators, certain personalities who aren't with the mainstream narrative.
Or the negative treatment as a consequence of your manual tooling.
And the mainstream narrative in social media mainly is a social justice left, intersectional left.
At your own company have spoken out. You said that one of the reasons you maintain this manual tool.
And the reason why like these sites be censoring that is because a lot of intersectional left ideas are not really. I mean, most people don't accept those ideas. And the thing is, they're trying to shut down the discussion. I mean, they just want the intersectional left narrative to like completely dominate without any pushback coming from conservatives or like the non-intersectional left or like the anti-interventional left. You know what I'm saying? Like the Glenn Greenwald type, the Jimmy Dores, the Glenn Greenwalds. Like those get censored too because they call out the military machine. But the thing is, the intersectional left doesn't call out the military machine, so it's a big distraction.
Is to stop election interference. I believe it is in fact your company that is engaging in election interference, and it's not just my view. Mike Wacker came out and was a whistleblower indicating that the manual blacklist targets that Google specifically goes after are those who support President Trump, who hold a conservative viewpoint, and he left your company in 2019 because he was speaking out against these outrage mobs. So can you see how when you empower individuals, some of the
Wow,
same
he really
individuals that
this guy
Project
did his
Veritas
research.
has exposed as labeling people as terrorists who say make America great again or who support the president, that in fact can be the very election interference that we're concerned about, and that you're using your market dominance in search to accomplish that election interference.
Congressman, with respect, I strongly disagree with that
He's
characterization.
nervous.
Approach this work with
See, I think to be honest with you, I think he's being sincere. He just doesn't have a clue what his workers are doing, and he's really scared of offending those workers because they are very dangerous. I mean the type of folks that do the censoring, that do the deplatforming, they're very scary people, and they tend to eat their. I mean, the left tends to eat their own. So I got a feeling he's being honest about his answers, but he's scared of the pushback he'll get from the left. So yeah.
any political viewpoint.
I think this guy is just oblivious.
Known copyright violations, very in narrow circumstances, and we have to do that to comply with the law. And in many cases, those requests can come from law enforcement agencies.
Your own employees are saying you're doing it for a different reason. Your own employees are saying it's political bias. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr.
And,
Wow, he got nailed. Let me show you another dude that got. Yeah, let me show you Cernovich, Mike Cernovich. A guy who is usually on top of a lot of things, and he's not a guy like I'm 100% with because he does have a bit of a shady history, and the guy pretty much makes most of his money off of alimony. Yet he comes across as like gorilla mindset. He's such an alpha male, but yeah, I mean he's a really good source of news. And here's a bit of what he says.
Confidential memo on the antitrust hearing to be held tomorrow.
This is a hot mess.
Who wants some tea? Will's here. Will, this is atrocious. So who wants some tea? Be spilled. I will be spilling some tea. Now,
oh man, oh yeah, the new genre on YouTube.
That I've tamed because
tea
that's just the
spillers,
kind of
you know
shit that when I feel like doing
lovely
it, I do it.
T.I.
So,
spill some tea.
On Monday, July 27th, the subcommittee on
Oh, damn
antitrust
it.
commercial
All right,
administrative
guess this
law
live stream's
will
over.
convene a
Have a
hearing
good night,
on
y'all.
online platforms
Peace
and
out.
market power. Hearing themes.
Guess it's over. Peace out.
Second bullet point. Antitrust law should be used to promote freedom,
dark